Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. Today's reading, we're looking at the person on your mind. This could be anyone at all, and how this person sees you or perceives you, your character overall, and how you see them. So how you'll know it's your pile is because you'll resonate with one side being your energy of how you perceive this person. Okay, so we'll be doing sort of person A and person B format. And yeah, if you resonate with either side as your energy, then the other side will be how your person sees you. Now, keep in mind, it is their perception. So it is not the objective truth. And so therefore, it may be something that might be triggering or just might not resonate with your truth. Okay, so let's take a look. 4 options to choose from. Option number 1, we have this yellow lotus flower. Option number 2, we have this purple, looks like a hummingbird, birdie with the pink chest. Absolutely adorable. And option number 3, we have this acoustic guitar with some nail polish on it. I don't know how that happened. And a busted neck. Alrighty. It's an air freshener. That's lost its scent. Option number 2, we have the angel wings with the faux fur and the iridescent glimmer. I think this was an ornament, Christmas tree ornament. All right, so beautiful people, you have your 4 options. I don't know if I said 3, there's 4 here. Sometimes I can't count. And I will put the timestamp in the description box and in the pinned comment below. All right, I will see you at your pick. Hello, beautiful. Pile number 1, you guys picked the lotus flower. Yellow, beautiful. Let's take a look at you versus the person on your mind. This could be anyone at all. And how does this person perceive you and how do you perceive them overall, character-wise, okay? So if you resonate with one of these sides being how you see the person on your mind, then this is your pile, okay? If neither side resonates for your own perception, then this isn't your pile. So, Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1, the person on their mind, who they came here about. How does the person on their mind see pile number 1? All right, and how does pile 1 see this person? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. One more. Feel it's, no. Let's do that again. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me as I channel this message. And the viewer, for the greatest and highest good of this reading and this connection, how does pile 1 see this person? Okay, so we'll pull from 2 more packs. How does pile 1's person see pile 1? How does pile 1 see the person on their mind? How does pile 1's person see pile 1, Spirit? How does... Thank you very much. Okay, crow revealed itself. So, most likely this is your energy because of this crow revealing itself. So, let's take a look. Let's start with person A. I'll be saying A and B just not to confuse you because you could be either A or B, okay? So, we have seeker, light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. And knight, light attributes, loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. Shadow attributes, allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. Okay. Let's get these sort of out of the way. We have goddess. Light attributes, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Shadow attribute, exploitation of the female nature and form. Okay, and student, light attributes, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Shadow attributes, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Okay, and then we have the griffin. Let's put the griffin right there. And then we have the swan. Wow, okie dokie. Right by the goddess. And then we have the lion. Okay, and then we have fear that says leer, because the artist doesn't know handwriting here, but this is fear. So this is like a 9 swords energy. And then we have it gets better, with 6 hands up in the air and a broken heart or a stitched up heart. It gets better. Okay, Leo energy pulling through this pile. No, this doesn't mean you or your person has to have a sun in Leo, but Leo does pull through here with this lion. So let's take a look at how you see this person. Or I guess pile person B, how they see pile A, person A. Sorry, creating confusion already, Linda. Okay, hermit. Light attributes. Seeks solitude to focus intentionally on inner life. Serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes. Withdraws from society out of fear of negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. And trickster. Light attributes. Transcending convention. Stuffiness and predictable behavior. Shadow attributes. Manipulating others through duplicity. And angel, light attributes, helping those in need with no expectation of return. Shadow attributes, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. And vampire, light attributes, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. Shadow attributes, depleting others for your psychic survival, as my cat scratches. Chronic complaining and codependency in the shadow attributes. So let's see. We have the crow that revealed itself. Okay, so Scorpio energy pulling through on this side. It says change with the cycles here. And then we have eagle. Okay, so lots of air energy pulling through. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Where do we put this? Let's do this. And we have birth with the intuitive eye. So a bit of Pisces pulling through here, and Aquarius energy. I'm also feeling some Fool energy. Okay, so let me tap into this, okay? You're going to resonate with one side or another. I don't know if I'm going to bounce around. I'm going to try to make sense of this. And you determine who is who. Okay, so person A, person B. Okay, so as we know, people are multidimensional. So hopefully we pull the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything else in between here. So person A sees person B as somebody who is very honorable and somebody who stands in their authenticity. I feel like person A feels that person B is always seeking for the greatest truth, despite whether it's in line with what person B wants or doesn't want. That person B is willing to do whatever it takes to find truth and seek truth, and is sort of like the energy that wants to attain more information and expand and grow. Like there's no sort of stopping person B from expanding and growth. So they see person B as somebody who pushes themselves and is always wanting to learn new things or knows about a lot of things. Also sees person B as very romantic, you know, not afraid to express self and to stand up for what is right, believe for what is right. And yeah, like very much somebody who stands in their authenticity and their truth and what it is that they feel and believe to be true. very courageous energy coming through here. And the courage here is to, despite what is going on in the present moment, that person B sort of doesn't shy away, stands in truth, faces whatever they need to face here. And that person B could be the type of person who has a lot of anxious thoughts that might create person B to be sometimes highly strung, like anticipate the worst, or yeah, suffer from anxiety or get in their mind about worst case sort of scenarios. So needless worry comes through. Okay, but that's, there is like more worry than what it's worth. That's either which way person B would still stand and face whatever they're needing to face despite anxieties and fears. So there's also this energy of seeing another side of this person. Like person A sees person B as this beautiful, like it's giving off this graceful divine feminine energy here, but it's more through just a presence of wisdom and also through movement. So I think this person likes the way person B moves, you know, like physically, the way their body is shaped or the way they move their body, but also the way this person's presence is. So it communicates beauty and grace from this person without this person maybe having to say much of anything. So there's a lot of beauty here, you know, and like physical beauty in the body. I'm getting a lot of that. And there's also this energy of this person feels almost like they were in the right place at the right time when they met you. Or I guess you, I'm saying that this is your person. This is how it's coming out, okay? Person A feels they were in the right place at the right time when they met person B, and like person B is almost like a very unique person that doesn't come around very often, and there's a specific purpose for them encountering person B in their life that's unfolding, you know. So it seems like they have a lot of fun around person B. There's always a sort of thrill seeking or things to explore. They're also seeing a side of person B that might push through environments that might be quite harsh, or environments that might not be supportive of person B. But person B has a persistent energy and a tenacity that's able to press through. There's also something here about I don't know, like maybe being a history buff or understanding history, or something about history is pulling through here. So maybe a knowledge about past historical events, or I don't know, it could be a learning of antiques. It could be a learning of old things, or acquiring old passed down through generations stories, or I don't know, there's keeping some sort of historical thing alive here that I'm feeling. I'm not quite sure what that is. So also there's an energy that person A sees person B as somebody who might have been through a challenging situation that they've had to overcome, but that they've overcome on their own, and that person B isn't afraid of sort of exploring, you know, exploring anything here that might appear as a threat to something, that they've overcome their threat, or that person B has healed a certain part of themselves that they're willing to explore or engage in ways here that the experience that person B had that was unpleasant hasn't stopped them. So also that there might have been a very difficult, rocky beginning between person A and B, like things might have been very difficult at first, or there might have been a situation that happened that person B has had to heal from because person A has witnessed or been involved in whatever that was, and that things are maybe mending between the two of you guys. This person also, person A has dreams about person B here, but it's like almost like fantasy dreams, almost like there's almost like an unrealistic sort of energy pulling through here that puts person B on a pedestal of sorts here, you know, because it's been their experience. Like person B is somebody here who can fight their battles, or like, I don't know, like bring them out of a difficult period in their life, or pull them out of the situation or environment that they're in that isn't producing, that's difficult, that's, yeah. I feel like person A might be in some sort of a low place, you know, like a real low place here. And so I think they're learning a lot from person B. Although person B seems to be very open-minded, like kind of very anxious about learning more, or like very youthful in their approach and engagement with person A. Like maybe asking a lot of questions or seeking to understand who they are and what they're about. There's a lot of acceptance here that person A feels from person B. And you might bounce back there. Okay, so now person B sees person A here as somebody who might be removed, you know, removed from society, or just withdrawn, like an introvert, or just closed off, or just sort of pulled away. And so there is a little bit of an energy that person B thinks that person A really puts themselves first out of a fear of engaging with other people to leave themselves exposed in some way. So there is a little bit of a victim mentality here, and that person A, yeah, like puts themselves first, sort of at all costs. So it could be that they're a little inconsiderate, you know, and I don't know if it's just specifically a person B, or just overall they see person A as somebody who uses other people in relationships here to pull what it is that they need, but isn't really in the mood for giving so much. So there's this energy of not knowing whether they could trust person A to be there, you know, for them, or to be able to provide anything, because person A seems very withdrawn. And so there's an energy here of person B seeing that there could be a beautiful heart in person A that's being protected, because person A doesn't want to get hurt, or doesn't want to be vulnerable, or doesn't want to put themselves out there to be judged. And so they don't always say what's on their mind, and they might divert people from the truth of how they're feeling by pulling away, or just not communicating, or being very reserved and expressing themselves, and not to being honest by being communicative, or just expressing how they feel. They also see person A maybe as somebody who is a good, has a good way with words, so can articulate fairly well, but I feel like isn't always being honest about how they feel, or expressing themselves and their emotions. Person B feels drained sometimes by person A because of person A's inability to open up. And so I feel like person B is feeling like they have to work or coax out of person A information, or to connect or to bond here, or to tap into the beautiful side of person A that they see clearly, but it's like they have to put in a lot of energy or exert a lot of energy, and they have to be very in tune with person A in order to understand. There's a lot here about like mentally there's probably a lot of activity, but and there's a lot of communication, but I feel like there's still I don't know, like a lot of words, but maybe I was gonna say like empty words, but I feel like the person B feels as though person A might communicate in a way, but isn't creating anything of substance that would reflect anything that person A wants to build or create. So there's a lot of smoke and mirrors is kind of what I feel here, you know, to divert maybe from people to get to know person A. So there's also this understanding that person A might be stuck in something that's not allowing them to move forward in their life. And again, it might be the victim mentality, like would prefer to stay removed, or would prefer to stay where they're at, or would prefer to repeat certain things that aren't really working necessarily, and in some sort of denial about having to move or expand or grow, you know, act in line with how they feel and that sort of thing. And it's like they feel pile one, or person A, sorry, is person A is like a taker right now, isn't really providing a lot to towards expansion or anything, and there's this need for transformation. So pile or person B, they're so difficult to read person B and A. So person B sees person A as like maybe being a little bit not confident in self, and so there's this instead of learning, and instead of admitting I don't know, or instead of sort of exploring or finding out, there's this pulling away, or withdrawing energy, and I don't know, like seeing what other people will do, or what other people provide, or how other people are, rather than I don't know, insisting or volunteering or investing. It seems very removed here, out of a place potentially of hurts, because I feel like person B feels as though person A has a beautiful heart here underneath all of this stuff, and it's really a lot of smoke and mirrors to divert people from seeing a truth here, you know. That person A is going to have to start over, and that it'd be difficult for them to start over. And so they're either avoiding or remaining where they're at, rather than embracing and starting over and admitting maybe they don't know certain things and that they will find out, you know, and to allow themselves to take that step, rather than to, I don't know, like remove themselves, because person B finds it a little selfish here, you know, to remain in that energy. They do see that person A is very intelligent here, and they think that person A might be not always in line with their intuition. They let their mind get in the way, and so it creates a lot of confusion in guiding person A to where they sort of need to go to expand. And so that they're going to have to welcome some sort of transformation here in order for them to get what they want, or aim towards what they want. Yeah. So this is what I see. Pile one. I hope this helped you guys. That was an interesting reading. Took a bit to get going, but that's what I have. So I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello. Beautiful pile number 2. You guys picked the purple birdie. And we're looking at you and the person you came here about. Could be anyone at all. And how does this person perceive you? And how do you perceive this person overall, character-wise? Okay, so one side is going to resonate as how you see this person, and the other side is going to be how they perceive you. If you don't resonate with one side being how you see the person on your mind, then this isn't your pile. Keep in mind this is their perspective. And so since it's only a perspective, it isn't the objective truth. So it might be something you're not prepared to hear. Okay, but I do intend on delivering the messages as I see them. So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2 and the person on their mind. Can we see, how does pile 2's person see pile number 2? How do they see them? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and pile 2 as I channel this message. Thank you so much, Spirit. So we're going to be doing AB format. Although I did ask this to be your person, it could be flipped, okay? So how does pile number 2 see the person on their mind? How do they see a person on their mind? Thank you, Spirit. Let's pull some oracles. How does pile 2's person see pile number 2? And one of these. How does pile number 2's person see pile number 2? How do they see them? How does pile number 2, this one fell. How does pile number 2 see the person on their mind? How does pile 2 see the person on their mind? Okay. That one's peeking out. Okay. Let's see. So we have bully. Light attributes. Highlights your tenacity to intimidate others. Tenacity. Tendency. My goodness, I can't read. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Shadow attribute. Conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Every time I pull this card, I always say, if you're in an abusive relationship, physical, emotional, spiritual, however you feel abused, this isn't the type of reading I'm doing here. Okay, if you feel you are abused in a relationship, then I do ask you take precautions. Okay, this is talking about people who have triggers and traumas, and these triggers and traumas are reflected in shadow parts, and it projects out, you know, in their actions. And so this is the type of reading that I'm doing. I'm not endorsing any abuse. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just reflecting and reading the energy here that you're putting in front of me, okay? Okay, child eternal. Light attributes. Determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. Shadow attributes. Inability to grow up and be responsible. Extreme dependency on others for physical security. Okay. And we have rebel. Light attributes. Challenges authority to effect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. Shadow attributes. Rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. And storyteller. Light attributes. Ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Shadow attribute. Making up tales that harm others. And warrior. Light attributes. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Shadow attributes, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Okay, and then we have forgive. And then we have connect. And then we have the doe, which is a female deer. Okie dokie. Interesting energy. Let's take a look at this person. Person B. How does person B see person A? So, dilettante, and it says light attributes, delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Shadow attribute, pretension, too much, deeper knowledge than you actually possess. And monk nun, light attributes, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Shadow attributes, negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety, And Hermit, light attributes, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes, withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. And Mother, light attributes, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. Shadow attributes, smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. And we have move on. Okay, and we have the friend, the bunny, and we have the crab, Cancer energy pulling through. Sun, moon, rising could be you or your person. Here we also have Virgo energy pulling through. Okay, and then we have movement. Move on in movement. So we have this snake about healing, shedding old, and we have light. Okay, so let's tap into these energies, shall we? I will start with person A. Remember, you're going to be on one of these sides, and your person is on the other side. Okay. Person A, how they see person B. Person A sees person B as having a difficult childhood that's created all sorts of triggers and traumas in person B's world that's getting in the way, you know, but that person B has become who they are in strength, but is developed like a strength, like almost like me against the world. And so person A thinks that person B needs to learn how to forgive certain things of the past year that's happened throughout their childhood, traumas, and maybe there's an unhealthy relationship with the parental figure here. And so person A thinks that person B has like a chip on their shoulder, you know, they're a rebel without a cause. They're always going against the grain, and like they support this behavior by maybe keeping alive some sort of understanding that they have of what they experienced, you know. And it's like sometimes it's embellished here with keeping a suffering alive in some way, but it's like that person A thinks that person B would yeah, like has something to prove, you know, that no one's going to take them down, and that they won't allow anyone to tell them how to be or what to do here. Not that anyone should, but it's almost like preemptive, fighting against the world, fighting against other people. And so there's a need to allow themselves to get over and forgive and see themselves clearly, you know, and tap into the emotional body of gentleness and the feminine side here, you know, being able to be open to receive love and to being receptive to another side that isn't that the side that's always feeling threatened, or like someone's going to threaten them. So person A thinks that person B has connected to them, that they've connected on a heart level. There's love here, there's an understanding, and there's a seeing each other for who each other are. Like person A really feels that person B and person A see each other for how they truly are, like see through the facade, see through all of the tough exterior, see through all of the trauma, see through anything here, and it's creating the strength and the connection, you know. So there could be a trauma bond if there's an understanding of the pain that each other has gone through, or just a deep understanding of recognizing this and accepting that someone's suffering, you know. So the suffering has created this trauma. And so person A thinks that there's a great strength about person B, you know, that they could pull through anything because they have experienced the pain and the suffering that they have, and the upbringing and the unfairness and injustice that they have. And that person A sometimes says things abruptly, or just things that aren't very nice, you know, from a hurt place. And so there's a need to win or get their way, or, you know, win an argument, or just have their way. And there's also something coming through about a roundabout way to communicate something. Like might not say exactly what's on their mind or like right away, but sort of, I was going to say con, I don't know if that's the right word, but like trip someone up, you know, like get them involved or pull them in with their antics, and really have like an ulterior motive or some sort of reason why they're doing or expressing something that isn't obvious at first. So there's like a hidden agenda that generally is person B wanting to offload something or make something known or seen or something, you know, that there's challenge. And so they think that person B has healing to do with their inner child, and to love and to forgive and to accept themselves and what has happened to them. And that there could be a very loving, gentle side here of the inner child here that wants to come out and wants to express and wants to be loved and wants to, you know, be nurtured because it's innocent and it's curious and it deserves to be loved. But the hard exterior is keeping up the defense here that doesn't allow that inner child or the love to be nurtured. So there might be a resistance to authority when it comes to person B, like, I don't know, like authority in general, you know. Anyone who is in a position of authority is not liked instantaneously or welcome because of the trauma and the trigger that's happened in person B's childhood or experience in the past. So there's an automatic need to fight or resist or do the opposite, regardless if it sounds right or seems right, because of the stories that person B has upheld as truth. You know, that's all, I don't know, everyone in a position of power uses power to dominate or to control or to abuse or to do things that aren't good. And so they resist and they fight. So now let's take a look at person B. How person B sees person A. Let me sit here with this one for a little bit. Okay, so person B sees person A as having a beautiful light, okay? Like a very beautiful, selfless light, but it's like unworldly because it feels almost like they see spirit and the goodness in pile B, person B. You know, that comes from a very pure place here. But they feel like person A is there's an energy almost of like being defensive or hiding from society, or like not wanting to allow, you know, like people in very easily here. There's a defensiveness here of who they allow in, but then there's this selflessness of like wanting to help people and wanting to be kind, and there is a spiritual aspect pulling through here very strong, you know. But it's because this person B sees person A as someone who has done a lot of healing and who has had to pull themselves out of situations potentially of their own life that, you know, has made them realize and connect with something greater than themselves. But at the same time, it's like there's still hurts and there's still like a defensiveness here. There's also like with this friend, like person B feels like person A is always sort of there, but almost like hesitant or like unsuspecting, like they don't know what to expect, and rightfully so, because we saw how person A sees person B, and it's like, I don't know what to expect, so it's kind of like I'll observe, and sometimes I'm observing and just sort of there as your friend, being selfless, but not really contributing and removed. And sometimes I'm very defensive here and guarding how I am feeling. And so there's an understanding here that person A could be a nurturing person, you know, like unconditionally loving and giving and kind and that sort of thing, and creative. There's a creative aspect coming through here, you know, and like a dreamy energy, and one that's nurturing, and one that's creative and intuitive. And but then there's this hesitancy, like I don't want to just open myself up like this, so it's kind of like I do this on my own, like your creative pursuits are sort of your own thing. Like I say you, oh my goodness, B, I don't want to confuse you, so no, A. Person B sees person A, okay? I do feel it's your energy, but it's like person A's pursuits are their own thing, and they sort of do it on their own, and they don't let a whole lot of people into this world, you know, this world of creation, world of writing, world of art, world of music, world of creation. So they feel that person A is always creating, you know, always creating. And this is their outlet. Like I create this world, you know, my creative pursuit is the thing that I'm committed to and dedicated to. And for some of you guys, it's the spiritual world of the creation, you know, if you guys have a spiritual creative thing that you're invested in. But it's like, it's my sanctuary, it's my place, it's the only place I really trust, you know. And so there is almost like I don't really trust person, like I don't really trust. They think that you don't really, you, again, my goodness. See what I mean? I can't channel when I do it this way. When I do A and B, it's either you or your person. So person B feels that person A doesn't really trust so easily, you know, and it could be just them as a whole, because look at their energy. So it's like, now I'm skeptical, now I'm hesitant, now I don't trust what it is here, so I'm kind of keeping you at an arm's distance, or just I can't be stuck in your world of victim mentality, and I got to kind of move, you know, I got to kind of move, and I got to heal myself from what I've experienced here in this connection, and nurture myself back to health and give life to something here. So they feel like person A is creating something to pour in their energy, because whatever they experience here has been something that might have been challenging and that they've had to heal from. So they're doing this to heal, they're doing this to move on, they're doing this to focus on this and to give them the clarity they need and give them more purpose, and point them in the direction that will be like guiding them towards their purpose. Because at one point, maybe person A was stuck, you know, stuck to them, or stuck to in their life. Maybe there was also, I'm getting this pursuit of something that wasn't happening. So maybe there was a need to write a book or put a song together or produce a thing, you know, or like, I don't know, the creative thing, you know, opening up the yoga studio, or like, I don't know, the YouTube channel, whatever the thing was. It's like person A, it was inspired to do this and is inspired to take action in this and give it life and nurture this thing. And that's where this person is spending a lot of their time and a lot of their efforts. And it's kind of like this defensive thingy that keeps, you know, people out and protects themselves. Because I feel like person A or person B feels that person A has experienced challenge. And so they're more focused on their future, you know, focused on where they're being guided to. That's going to be in line with healing. That's going to be in line with something that they want to see for themselves for the future. Yeah. That's it. That's what I have, you guys. Sorry that it was confusing. I hope you guys stuck to it. It was coming through like that. So I love you guys very much. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, beautiful, gorgeous angels. Pile number 3. You guys picked the acoustic guitar. And we're looking at you versus a person on your mind and how you guys perceive each other. So you're either going to fall with person A or person B. And we'll look at both sides. And if you don't resonate with one side being how you perceive your person, then this isn't your pile. Okay, so sometimes when I'm channeling, I might say it's you, but it is your person. I'm going to try to stick to the AB format. You know, only you know what side you're on, but it sometimes channels that way and I can't help it. So I'll try to keep it as clear as possible. Okay, so keep in mind this is from your perspective and your person's perspective. So perspectives are not necessarily true in the objective truth. So it could be triggering or challenging to hear some things. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3 in regards to how does pile 3's person see pile number 3? How do they see them as a character overall, energetically? And how does pile number 3 see their person overall? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3 and this person. Thank you so much, Spirit. How does pile number 3's person see? One more, pile number 3. Now, although I say this is your person, it's I'm going to read this as A, okay? How does pile number 3's person see pile number 3? How does pile number 3 see their person? How does pile number 3 see the person on their mind? How does pile 3 see the person they came here about? Okay, let's take a look. Storyteller, light attributes, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. Artist, light attributes, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. Look at that. You see this person, this person, A. There's seeing something symbolically. Is this a person or an energy field? Shadow attributes, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as a starving artist to elicit pity. A beggar. Light attributes, confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Shadow attributes, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. And then Prince. Light attributes, romantic charm and potential for power. Shadow attribute, using power for self-aggrandizement. Okay, and then we have the Lion. I got some Leo energy. We also have lots of Cups energy here. I'm feeling Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we have self-doubt, the Mirror, and the Skull and Crossbones, so some Scorpio energy. And then the Ace of Cups here, some Aquarius with the Star. And then we have Power. Okay. And let's look at person B. This person B, see person A. So, Gambler, light attributes, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. Martyr, light attributes, learning the transcendence nature of service to oneself or a cause. Shadow attributes, addiction to self-pity. Okay, and then we have Rebel. Light attributes, challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. Shadow attributes, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. And then we have Mystic. Light attributes, revels in intimate union with the divine. Shadow attributes, delusional rapport with the divine. Anxiety. Just getting some Capricorn energy with the chains here. Also nine swords. We have self-care. And we have Spider, Scorpio energy pulling through with the Spider, creative energy, and we have the Bear, so some Earth energy. I'm feeling heavy Taurus with this Bear, but it could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It doesn't have to be the Earth sign, the Sun sign. Could be Sun, Moon, Rising, okay, or just overall the energy felt here could be that. So let's see what's going on here. We'll start with person A and how they see person B. Just give me a minute to tap in. Okay. So person A sees person B as something here that it almost seems surreal here with this. I'm getting the connection to this symbolic thing, like person B is some idea of what person A has in their mind of what that traditional person would be or could be for them, or there's a connection here to an understanding or an idolized version of a someone or something that they carry with them, that person B represents to them, you know. But I feel like there's this there's a very dreamy sort of energy, but almost like escaping, you know, escaping from truth, escaping from taking action in life. And so it's almost like this is starving artist type energy that we're feeling here. But it's like there's leaning on that energy rather than getting empowered to take action with where the heart lies, you know. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of creative energy. They definitely see pile person B as someone who's creative, very romantic potentially, or just dreamy, or has like a good sort of connection to the heart. But when it involves taking action in their life, or getting empowered to take action, it's like there's this feeling of I don't know, like not seeing the strength within them, you know, and having to face the courage to take action and do certain things in their world. And so, yeah, there's like a heaviness here on person B needs to be more courageous and face certain things that are getting in the way of this person becoming something more for themselves. And like maybe they see person B as someone who has good ideas, you know, like business ideas, or like a book idea, or like a dream of something that's big and beautiful. But it's like, but there's a bunch of reasons why they can't, because they doubt themselves, you know. And it's like, I can't work towards taking proper action towards this future because I'm not seeing myself correctly. And so there's a toxic way that person A thinks person B is seeing themselves. That's creating all sorts of self-doubt rather than facing the things that might be challenging, you know. And so there's like a upkeeping of this belief that person B has, according to person A, that is upkeeping an unhealthy idea of maybe why they can't do what they want to do or be what they could be, you know. There's a lot of music here too, so I think there's shared music, you know. There's the music world here, and it's like also being authentic to express their authenticity, to shine their creative thing in the world here and share it with the world, but be empowered to do this and take proper steps in doing this. But it's like it might create some sort of havoc in pile or person B's world. And so there might be some hesitancy, you know. So I'll just sort of, I don't know, sit here and it almost feels like I'll, at the exclusion of my own happiness or what makes me emotionally happy here, I'll just remain in sort of some other environments that's not in line here, you know. But there's a lot of beautiful creative energy pulling through here, and also romantic energy. So it's like I do feel these two, there's a seeing person B as someone romantic, you know, someone who they could connect to on a heart level and in an intimate romantic way is what I see it, you know. Yeah, that person B would need to learn about how to love themselves and take action in line with loving themselves, that it could line up for their future, and that they see person B as being a star. Like they could be a star. They really could. Or their work could become famous in some way, you know, like a lot of stardom energy here. So they totally believe in person B. It's person B's creations. And they see person B as like one of a kind here, you know, very unique. And that there's a pure state with person B that maybe is being tainted or isn't being tapped into here, that allows person B to take the courage to face their fears and to do what they need to do. So now let's take a look at person B and how they're seeing person A. Just give me a minute. So person B sees person A. There's multi facets, obviously, that they're seeing within person A here, but it's like there's a side that comes out of person A that is independent and is standing in their own, like in their own right. You know, when they believe something, they could be quite stubborn and very fixed on that way or that understanding, or having yeah, like I feel this rebel isn't really like a rebel without a cause, but it's more like doing whatever it takes here to, you know, have the righteous outcome that needs to happen here if I believe it. So there's a stubborn streak here, you know, like, and also like don't piss off person A, because person A, when they're pissed off, it's like there's like a very sort of it's not really a short fuse, but it's almost like this side of, you know, like standing behind my belief at all costs, and an unwillingness to move or to have it any other way. And so there's this energy of person A, according to person B, going through phases, you know, phases of being removed, phases of reflecting, phases of keeping to self, phases of just sort of putting self back together, you know. And then there's the side of person A that comes out that's like very committed to their own beliefs and their own sort of understanding of what needs to happen in order for there to be justice, in order for things to be right. But it's like it could become to the point where if person A is really strong in their convictions, that it's like they're very unwavering here and very fixed, and it could even be a challenge to themselves, you know, because they might stick to or commit to or peg themselves to people or situations that might go down if it's not I don't know, in their best interest. But it doesn't matter, because person B sees person A as being very dedicated and committed to the right thing or the right cause. So there could be a lot of challenge with that, because it's like blindly sort of believing a belief, or blindly sort of being led by you know, that sort of trust that something is right, and I'm going to go down with this group or this community or this understanding or this conviction, you know, at the expense of whatever might happen. So, but it's really, I think what maybe they're chalking it up to be is this intuitive knowing, like being so connected to the divine here, that there's like this blind trust in doing what one needs to do in order to have some sort of best outcome here for all involved, in creating their own future. You know, it's like they really see person A as the master creator of their own environment, even if that means taking chances, even if that means, you know, they don't fully understand where it's going to lead to. There's a stubborn streak of, I'm going to stick to this idea or this understanding I have, and possibly because there's been a lot of reflection, you know, on what the right thing to do is or what makes sense for person A. So there is a level, though, of anxiety here that I think is created amongst these two, because I feel like maybe person A takes more risk than person B feels comfortable with. And so there is a level of anxiety. I feel like there's an understanding that person B has of person A, that they're also handcuffed to their way of being, just as they are their way of being. That's creating a lot of anxiety in this union or in this partnership, that one person is very chained to something in their world or their way of being, and same with the other person, that doesn't allow these two to intermingle or get along or see, you know, like engage with each other. It's like both are handcuffed to their situation, but that person A could be creating something here that is stable in their future, you know, like their environment, but maybe they're too busy blindly sort of dedicating themselves to some other cause here that they're fighting, that they see to be right, or want justice, or wants to fight something here. Yeah, it's like they're protective of that, you know, but there's, I don't know, there's something they could create, or their own stability they could create, or something they could rely on or depend on here. And it's like, we'll have to work with the divine to create such a thing here. But I feel like there's something that has person A handcuffed right now, or according to person B, handcuffed. And so both parties are sort of feeling a lot of anxiety about what's going on in their world. And so this is what person A has to go through in order to heal, in order to get out of any state that they're dealing with. It sounds like there's odds and ends that person A is dealing with, and person B is dealing in their own individual life that is preparing them, you know, to be healed, preparing them to be inspired to build together, to move together. At least there's this understanding of this, you know. But there is this connection to the divine that person A has that's really showing through in their actions, like a blind trust here, you know, and being led by the divine, or yeah. And they have no problems taking chances with that. It's like, I trust where the divine is leading me, you know. But it's like, then they convict themselves to that, or they have that conviction, and then it's like at all costs here. And so it might put the relationship in a stuck place, because we can't build it anymore, keep creating the security here until whatever is resolved. Yeah, there's like a rebirth that needs to happen here. So this is what I see, pile number 3. I hope this helped you guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, beautiful angels. Pile number 4. You guys picked the angel wings with a faux fur. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a look at the person on your mind versus you, and how you guys perceive each other, your character, your energy. Now I'm going to be doing A-B format, so you're either going to be on side A or side B. If you don't resonate with either side, then it's not your pile. Okay, and it's coming from the other person's perspective, so it may or may not be accurate. It's just their perspective, okay? So keep that in mind. We'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile number 4. And how is it that pile 4's person, the person on their mind, sees pile 4? How do they see them? How do they perceive them? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 4 in this connection. Now, how does pile 4 see the person on their mind? How do they see the person on their mind? How does pile 4 see this person? Thank you, spirits, and thank you, pile number 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed. Now, I say this is your person or the person on your mind, but it could be crisscrossed. Okay, I'll read this as A and this is B. How does pile number 4's person see pile number 4 spirits? How do they see them? How does pile number 4's person see pile number 4? How does pile number 4 see the person on their mind? Another one? Nope. These spirits. How does pile 4 see the person on their mind? Okay, so we see choice here and make. All right, let's start with person A, okay? Saboteur. Light attribute highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Shadow attribute induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. On an air balloon. Storyteller. This came out for 3 piles now. Light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. Athlete. Light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limitations, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. Shadow attributes, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. Child nature, light attributes, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. And mystic, light attribute, revels in intimate union with the divine. Shadow attribute, delusional rapport with the divine. Okay, hermit crab, Cancer energy, and porcupine. Let's put that there. And unicorn. Wow. And then we have endurance. Endurance sounds a lot like this athlete energy we have here. Okay, so let's take a look at person B. We have choice and make, which we saw. And we have priest, light attributes, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Shadow attribute, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Child orphan, light attributes, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of survival. Shadow attributes, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. And Messiah, light attributes, serving humanity with humility, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. And advocate, light attributes, inspires you to put compassion into action. Shadow attribute, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. And warrior, light attributes, strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Shadow attributes, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. And here we have the world. Okie dokie. So let's start with person A and how they see person B. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so person A sees person B, someone very strong who's overcome something, and maybe that it's taken a lot of courage, you know, like maybe there was something they had to get empowered to do. And I feel like it might have been leaving like a community, you know, or like, I don't know, leaving their safety zone or their environment in order to do something or seek some sort of refuge or do something here. So I feel like they see the strength here in pile or person B's ability to keep believing and going at something, you know, dedicating themselves to being empowered, like the commitment that they show, like there's a dedication here, like a persistent consistency here. You know, they might also see the person B as very fit. Okay, like physically fit. Maybe they're a sports player, a runner, or a jogger, or some sort of an athlete, but did they see them as having a fit sort of physique? Okay, in the physical attribute, but that person B could have maybe, you know, rolled over and just sort of folded to their story, but instead they rose above it. And so there's a history here that they feel a person B can tell about how they went through something in their world. You know, like there was a past life experience, you know, that person B kind of went through, you know, a story they went through, or a family or community or a thing that they experienced, and they had to break out and sing their own song or go against or do something on their own. And it could be they broke out of the religious beliefs, or that they had to pave their way through trusting the divine. They definitely see person B as somebody who is highly spiritual, connected to the divine, you know, and someone here who's very innocent, but very connected to people and to energy here with the animals and nature spirits. So it's like connected energetically. So maybe they see them as an empath here, very, very pure, able to connect here. And so it's almost like maybe they see that person B needed a safe place, you know, to nurture themselves or to develop themselves or to prepare or to practice consistent see maybe in their spiritual practice, or dedicate themselves or devote themselves to something. Yeah, it feels more like devotion, like a devotion to a way of being, you know, and maybe their environment didn't support it or wasn't conducive to them doing this. So there's this energy of feeling like person B is one of a kind, you know, like a dream come true, but also there's this spiritual energy here, really tapped into the divine, like an energetic, spiritual, beautiful, unworldly energy here that they get from person B. So there might be a telepathic bond between these two with the unicorn here, and that there's something about the ancestors or the family lineage, you know, the culture or the upbringing here. That's something that person B has had to I don't know, like endure, overcome, or there's some history here, you know, there's an understanding of history that person B has had to overcome or escape from or heal from, or do something, rise above it, you know, instead of maybe bend and stay to something that wasn't in line with them spiritually or their purpose, or didn't support their dedication or their devotion to something. And so they do see that person B could have some sort of defensive mechanisms here with the hermit crab and the porcupine, but I don't feel the person A thinks it's towards them. I think they feel like it's just that person B has learned some sort of experience here that has made them wiser, has made them more discerning, and has made them, you know, but in order to get to where they needed, they had to be exposed or risk themselves, you know, they had to allow themselves to enter fearlessly into the unknown, is what's coming through here, in order to rise above. They see them as someone who is ascended or spiritual or psychic or very tapped into the divine here, you know, very balanced and aligned here. Also something with music pulling through. So it could be this person knows how to sing, or they like their voice. I hear they really like their voice. And this person might be somebody who sings their own song of authenticity, like very unique. I'm also getting eclectic. So this, they might see person B as someone very eclectic, you know, who likes a bunch of things or has different tastes in a bunch of different things. That's really pulling through. So someone who might like to read a lot, you know, or is very well read, very well spoken. Something with bananas is pulling through here as well. So maybe this person likes to eat bananas, or something with the color yellow. You might want to go watch pile 1 if it resonates for you, but there's some sort of light here with the color yellow. So maybe there's a healingness, you know, or like a brightness, or like a sunshine, an optimism here pulling through. That's person A sees in person B. They also feel a very safe energy, like very safe with person B, like accepted and nurtured and cared for, like there's this safe, cuddly energy here. I think they think person B gives good hugs, or like can nurture or care for them in a nice way. There's also something about fertility coming through. So maybe they see person B as a good parent, or could be a good parent, you know, if they're not a parent already, like and they could create certain things here and nurture it. There's a devotion, a dedication here, and a consistency that they really admire in person B. Okay, so let's take a look at person B and how they see person A. So let's see here. Okay, so person B sees person A as potentially having to make a choice to close something out in their world, you know, in order for them to align themselves with maybe their next chapter and to make something happen in their world. Like that person A is the creator to make something happen for their future, and they have to put in the effort or the energy or the consistency here, but the choice is theirs to make. And maybe they see person A as haven't had made that choice just yet, or is still contemplating the choice, or still needing to wrap something up, or they're like preparing for something new in their world, but there might be some fears around this. But they do see person A as being somebody who, you know, is a warrior, who does push through, who does choose to speak their truth and fight against things even if it's difficult. You know, there's some sort of maybe a cause that person A is speaking up for, you know, a worldly cause. You know, maybe they speak against human rights issues or like environmental issues, but there's some sort of energy here about speaking up and maybe fighting against certain things that don't seem just or fair. And so back to the choice, like I feel like person B feels that person A thinks that that's the decision or the choice that they're faced with here is something that person A might feel very stuck to, but it's like a belief that only they can make something right in their world, and so they need to be committed to or dedicated to some part of their world right now that maybe should be closed out. Or yeah, like the choice is for person A to focus on something of the future, like their wishes aligning with their hopes and their visions and their dreams of what they want, but they might be stuck to or under an understanding that they have to commit themselves to something. And it could be this, you know, like fighting for something in their world right now that they feel they need to do, you know, like they're on their own sort of purpose path that they're really committed to doing right, and they're the only ones, and this is the only way that it could be done. But they do see it as really it being a choice here, and that it involves the two, you know, person A and person B, to sort of consider the option or the future, that the future of both of these people are dependent on person A's choice to see what they want. But maybe person A is more focused on some sort of committed thing that they're speaking out against or involved with. And it seems like person B sees person A as an inspiration for them to be able to connect with the spirit and the divine, you know, that there is this, they also sense this spiritual sort of beautiful energy that's flowing, you know, it's like an unworldly energy of the mystic, the divine, God energy, you know. It's like this telepathic sort of spiritual channel of energy. But I feel like person B feels that it is flowing in a way here that allows them to connect to person A. And yeah, they see person A as someone who might need to be loved and accepted for who they are and what they're about, completely unconditionally. But that person A might be really desiring and seeking this, but at the same time not like maybe resisting or like doing the opposite here, that doesn't allow them to be completely loved and embraced, you know, like they want to be welcomed, loved, and embraced, and feel like they belong. But they feel, B feels as though A feels like they have to fight for this, like it's not to their birthright to be loved or accepted, and that in their world they're not accepted and loved, you know, for who they are, just as they are, without having to prove something. Yeah, so it's like they think person A has to prove that they're worthy of love, that they have to prove that they're pure enough, or that they're good enough, or they have to prove that they're, you know, spiritual or strong enough or lovable enough, or have a like a way to prove something here. Then they'll be loved. Then they can have the future thing that they want. Then they can create the future they want. but it's like the action they're taking, you know, is towards proving some point or fighting to be loved. But in the meantime, they're pushing away or resisting the love that's being offered potentially by person B. So I feel like person B is seeing like that there's more choice here to be had that maybe person A is not really necessarily seeing, but there's something coming through very much with the divine guidance here, like, or spiritual guidance, divine guidance with these two aligning to something in the future here. But that person A might really be still stemmed by fears. These two might have met online with this world here, or be at a distance from each other. Okay, like it could be that person B just feels person A is keeping them at a distance, or that they are literally at a long distance, you know. Yeah, I feel like person B thinks that person A doesn't see the beauty that they have within them, that doesn't need to be proven. It's just in there. It's innate. It's beautiful, you know. And that person A fears like having to prove themselves, like that they're worthy, and that they have to upkeep some sort of fight in order to be accepted, or that they'd have to upkeep, or they'd have to put in a lot of energy, or they'd have to commit themselves to consistently sort of fighting, proving, and you know, that sort of a thing. But they don't have to. And so they do see a side of person A that's very selfless, you know, and that they could just lean into that energy here, specifically when it comes to maybe how they engage with person B. It's like, yeah, like selfless, you know, at times, like they see this energy, or at least person B sees it when person A stands up for the cause, you know. But it's like, okay, there's the cause, the humanity, and that sort of thing, and then there's allowing ourselves to just be, you know, loved and accepted. But there's like, I don't know, like I can only be loved or accepted here under these conditions or under these terms, or there's an idea that person A has that they have to fulfill in order for them to accept, or then be accepted, or them to accept the fact that someone could love them, or could feel for them, or could take care of them, or could welcome them, you know. So yeah, and that person A sort of uses the mouthpiece of this thing that they're advocating, or this fight that they're fighting or proving, you know, as sort of the springboard to what's actually going on deep inside of them, that there's really something deeper going on, like a hurt here, you know, that they don't need to keep fighting or proving, or like finding justice in a way here that then makes them worthy, that they could still, you know, be an advocate here and speak about these sort of inhumane things, you know, that are going on, these worldly issues. But it doesn't reflect anything inside about this person, you know. But it's like what's going on in the macrocosm is like what's going on in the microcosm, but it's more like the physical world is what's going on inside this person. And I think that person B sees this, and this is where that spiritual sort of telepathy is going on, like lots in the energetic field happening here, you know. But I feel both are potentially highly either intuitive or psychic, but they're definitely in tune with energy and the divine here, you know. And so person B sees person A as a fighter, like that could really accomplish anything here, like very dedicated, very committed, and they don't like to see other people sort of suffering, you know. So if it has to do with being just or fairness of other people, and they see person A as sort of putting themselves aside, you know, to prove, or to shift ideas or shift energy in the world. But sometimes it could be something deeper going on, you know, that person A doesn't have to sacrifice themselves, or like dedicate or commit themselves so much so that the rest of their self sort of falls to the wayside. Because I think this is the choice that they're talking about. Like person A has a choice to still I don't know, like create a different future here than one that has to go down with their cause, you know, at all expense here, because they don't feel that they're lovable or welcome or something like this. So this is what I see, pile number 4. I hope this helped you guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.